welcome to episode 45 of How to Run a Successful Business and Still Have a Life. My name is Stacey Morgan, and today's episode is brought to you by our marketing challenge, which kicks off next week. We want you to spend 2 weeks with us, 14 days, showing up on social media every single day, connecting with your ideal customer in order to make sure you are fueling those new customers into your funnel and making sure that you can create incredible experiences for them. Showing up on social media is the first step. We want you to join us for the marketing challenge. It kicks off on Monday, but you can sign up now at simplystacymorgan.com. And speaking of social media, we're going to spend a little bit of time today talking about the things that I post on social media and things that were game changers for me when it comes to being able to promote what I'm doing on social media for my business, but also for my personal brand. Because so many people say to me, all the time, I just don't know what to post. I don't know what to post on social media. I know I should be posting, but I just don't know what to say. And that is so, you probably are nodding your head as you're driving the car, because there are so many people in the same boat who know that how important it is to be posting on social media, but who just don't know where to start. And so I'm here to kind of hold your hand and walk with you in this social media journey to make sure that you've got enough content to be able to put yourself out there and put what you're doing out there as well. Because if nobody knows anything about you, they're definitely not going to buy from you. And at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we are bringing customers in, brand new customers, so that we can give them an incredible experience, an experience that they'll then go on and talk about, whether that be online or offline at the barbecue. You want to create a bit of a stir. You want to create some buzz, and I'm here to help you do that today. So many people start by saying, I don't know what to post. I don't know what's going on. And the jumping off point that I give people for that is, pick a day and pick a theme around that day and just do that. Just do that just to start off with, because so much of social media is about people getting to know, like, and trust us. So don't feel like every time you post, you have to be jumping on and selling something. That's not how social media works. Social is a conversation. You're meant to be sharing things and gaining an understanding of who's following you and who's watching what you're doing, and giving them an understanding of who you are and what you're about. So Throwback Thursday is a great place to start. And you may feel self-conscious about, posting old photos of yourself, but people love this. And it's so easy to be able to start from a place where people are going to give you some traction, especially if you've got some gold to share. And I encourage you to really step outside of your comfort zone and to see what you can share on a Throwback Thursday. Now, when it comes to your business, for Throwback Thursday, you can post pictures of, what business looked like in your early days. You can post early day products. You can post, I have a whole box full of newspaper clippings from when my business started, and magazine clippings. And so I love posting those on socials because, they often feature pictures of me with terrible haircuts, or pictures of other people with their terrible haircuts, and things that we were doing at the time, which, were groundbreaking and incredible at the time. But now you look back and you go, that's wow. So Throwback Thursday is a really, really great way to start. If you feel self-conscious, then I encourage you to put your big girl panties on and just share something. See if you get some traction. And even if it starts a conversation, that's a really great place to start. I love our Meet the Team Tuesday. So on Tuesdays, we post little snippets of our team members, either them in action or just a little bit of a get to know you about them. So I try and batch these. I don't sit down every Tuesday and do a new post for somebody on my team. But we do, when we get together, we talk about, okay, what's everybody's favorite food? What's everybody's favorite color? What's everybody's favorite holiday destination? Questions like that, so that we have some answers that, obviously correlate to the people we're talking about. And then we can post a photo of them. And, did you know that Mr. Pete's favorite meal or favorite cheap meal is donuts? Because that stuff is interesting. Again, it's getting the audience to know, like, and trust you. And it's a great way to start if you're not exactly sure where to start on social. So that first jumping off point, thinking of something that is a theme that works into the day that you're talking about, is a really, really good place to start. And there are so many. If you just Google, social media post day ideas, you will come up with 100. Meet the Team Tuesday and Throwback Thursday are two easy ones that we do. We can also do a Flashback Friday in there if you want to make that happen too. But that's a really, really good place to start. If that kind of is, has kicked you off and has got you started and doing something, then perhaps you then want to think about, okay, well, now that I've got an audience, now that people are paying attention to me, they saw my terrible haircut yesterday, so maybe today they're going to be more inclined to engage with my post. Maybe I want to talk to the customer. Maybe I want to talk about them. Maybe I want to show them that I understand who they are and I can connect with them. And if you're really clever, you'll find a way to link exactly how you understand that customer to the product or service that you are selling in order to be able to show them how what you have to offer is something that they need. So a lot of the time we get on social media and we just talk about ourselves. We just talk about what we're doing and what's going on with us and how fabulous we are and what we have to offer. And a big game changer for you in your business, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, is being able to switch that around. And instead of talking about you and what you're selling, instead to be able to talk about the customer and how they're feeling. So at the moment, if you've got, you've got kids who have just gone back to school and perhaps they're, finding that adjustment back to real life a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. And perhaps that's your space that you play in, and that you have, whiteboard calendar organizers for kids, then that's the problem you're going to talk to. You're not necessarily going to jump on social media and say, I've got these great whiteboards and the kids can, tick off when they've, made their bed and when they've had their breakfast. Instead, you want to be saying, I know what it's like to have kids who are really struggling to get back into routine. I know that this time of year is really awkward because kids have been on holidays for so long. They're now, into the crux of term one, and they're feeling really frustrated. That's what you want to be talking to. You want to be talking to your customer and how they're feeling at this very moment. And then you can, tie a pretty bow in it at the end and be able to say, what helps me and my kids is having a bit of structure and that routine, and having something visual that they can have in their room that helps them really stay on track. And that's where my whiteboards come in. But instead of just starting the conversation by saying, here's a whiteboard, ta-da, you want to be able to talk to the customer. So once you've kind of picked a day or a theme around a day that you can work with, and you've done a few of those posts, and then you've stepped into, your customer's shoes, and you've given them a really good understanding of how you can help them and how you can serve them, I encourage you then to make something of the customers that you already have. So everybody loves a bit of a shout out. Everybody loves a feature. So I encourage you, if you have customers who have written you a great email, they've really loved your product or service, if they've, come back to you time and time again, and they've said, I've been to you 5 times and every time it's been even better. You want to be able to turn that into a testimonial, and that is great social proof. That is something that's really valuable to be able to post on your social channels. People want not just to listen to you. They don't want to just know that you think you're great and your products and services are great, but they want to know that other people think that as well. Other people like them. They want to be able to see themselves. So being able to provide opportunities for testimonials on your social channels so that people can see that other people have been purchasing from you, so that you can see that other people have seen what you're selling. It's made sense to them. It's worked for them. Please then think about how you can share that out to the masses who haven't bought from you yet and who don't know how fabulous you are, because it might just be the little thing that will tip them over the edge and make them customers that have bought from you rather than just customers that are following you. So they're just 3 ideas of things that you can post if you don't know where to start. And as I said, so many business owners come to me and they say, I just don't know where to start. I've got all of these social channels. Everything is kind of going, but I don't really know where to go. The game changer for me has been the consistency. So, in the beginning, I said, I'll tell you the things that have worked for me and what's working in my business and my personal. For both, it's the consistency. It's the continuing to show up. It's and it's hard to say. It's a mix of batching stuff so that there's always stuff going out and doing stuff on the fly. No, you can't do one or the other all the time, but a nice blend of the two will get you where you want to be with your social media. So for me, I'm doing reels on Instagram as just random things that just happen. I do stories as just random things that just happen, but my posts are mostly things that I've batched ahead of time, or that my team have batched ahead of time. The things like the Throwback Thursday and the Flashback Friday and the Meet the Team Tuesday, they're all batched. And we use Meet Edgar for that, because Meet Edgar have a bucket of content that they, we set the times and they just reach into that bucket and grab whatever's valuable and whatever's useful and whatever's really worked before. And so that's really helpful for us. And Meat Edgar is not the cheapest product out there, but it really works well for us because it means that our consistency is always there and it is always supported. So finding a nice balance for yourself of the things that you're going to batch and the things that you're going to do on the fly is really, really important. The other thing that has really, really worked for me and that's has been consistent for me across both my personal and my business pages as well is making the most of what the platform has to offer. So I talked about doing reels. Reels are getting great engagement at the moment, so I'm doing that wherever possible. Back when Facebook Live was something that nobody was doing, I was doing it all the time consistently. Every Monday at 4:00, I was going live on my business page, and that was creating a lot of buzz and a lot of traction. And it's not necessarily who is turning up and watching your reel and who is turning up to your live and that at the time. It's more that the algorithm rewards you for actually utilizing the service. So whilst reels might scare you a little bit and going live on Facebook might scare you even more, if you are going about it consistently and you are doing it, even if it's rubbish, you're still going to be rewarded for putting it out there. And not that I'm encouraging you to do rubbish, but hey, we've all got to start somewhere. We're not all going to be brilliant the very first time we hit live or the very first time we hit record. I look back on some of those very first Facebook lives and I think, how did I let that go? How did I put that out there? But I did. And hey, the algorithms rewarded me for it. So progress over perfection. Don't make it perfect before you put it out there. Just do it. As I said, you'll be rewarded for it, even if it's rubbish, and you'll get better at it. The more you practice it and the more you do it, the better you will get at it. So I hope that this has given you some motivation and some inspiration to get active on your socials, to start talking to your target market. Of course, our marketing challenge is coming up. I encourage you to go, to be active on your socials for 14 days straight, to be engaging with your ideal customer, to be telling them, all the wonderful things that you do and how you really understand where they're at and the shoes that they're in, so that you can best serve them. And if you're feeling, like 14 days is like, whew, that's a lot, it's going to go really quickly. And the way that we're going to help you with that is that we have a set of social prompts to send you if you sign up for the challenge, where we're going to give you hints and clues and tips and ideas and things so that you're not sitting there every day for 14 days going, what am I going to post? I don't know. I've run out of the 6 things that Stacey told me. So there's a lot of ideas there for you. So we don't want you to be alone. We want to be able to help you out on this. And the marketing challenge is kicking off soon. So you can register at simplystacymorgan.com. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please take a screenshot, share it on your Insta story and tag me so that I know that you've listened. Share with me your takeaways. I would absolutely love to hear it. And, stay active on those socials. Try not to just sit back and watch. Try and jump in and try something new. There's absolutely nothing that you can lose. So get on and do something interesting today. And if you are doing something brave and interesting, then please tag me because I would love to see it. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you next week.